Hello and welcome to our University of Michigan Africa Week conference. Thank you all so much for being here and connecting with one another, whether across the campus here in Ann Arbor or across hemispheres. I'd like to give a special shout out to all the students who are in attendance at the conference. I'm proud that we're here together this week to look forward and to shape a shared future. We know that the continent of Africa is poised for great change, with fast-growing populations and economies. We've also seen a great commitment to education, to research, and to creating and sustaining the types of academic programs that lead to mutual benefits and enormous opportunities for all. These opportunities are a tribute to faculty, students, and partners from both of our continents. At Michigan, we take great pride in being an international community of scholars made stronger by the contributions of students and colleagues from around the world. And we're honored to welcome students from nearly 20 African countries who study with us here in Ann Arbor. I'd like to express my utmost appreciation to our friends, fellow educators and researchers from Africa, and to the faculty, students, and staff of the University of Michigan. This includes the Provost Advisory Committee, whose members have helped us to reach this very exciting point, and Valeria Bertacco, our Vice Provost for Engage Learning. But before I discuss our very promising future, I'd like to take us back a few years, actually about 137 years, to 1884, and the enrollment at U of M of John Mavuma Nembula. Our historians believe that he was the first student coming from Africa to join our campus. He went on to become one of the first Black physicians in Southern Africa. In addition to treating patients and working as a surgeon, Dr. Nembula also taught physiology and inspired future generations of African scientists and medical professionals. From that very early example of educational impact, we have grown, and we've done it together. Dr. Sinead Fisheha, now a Michigan adjunct professor of obstetrics and gynecology, was instrumental in establishing a partnership that is addressing maternal mortality in her native Ethiopia and in other parts of the African continent. As a member of our faculty, she met with the Ethiopian health minister and helped to launch our collaboration with St. Paul's Hospital Millennium Medical College in Addis Ababa. The effort initially resulted in a program to train OB/GYN physicians, but it soon expanded to include training for other disciplines, including gastroenterology, radiology, transplant surgery, ophthalmology, and many others. We'll be hearing from Dr. Fisheha on Thursday as well. At last count, U of M has more than 160 projects in more than 40 African countries. I believe that research universities have an enormous potential to collaborate on meaningful change in the most dynamic areas of the world. And programs that focus on mutual benefits among partners are the key that can unlock that potential. Many of the individuals and groups I previously mentioned have helped to outline a set of priorities for our work ahead. Informed by our past and inspired by our future potential, we will engage with Africa in research and education to participate in and learn from the growth and innovations that will take place there. We must serve our students by providing experiences that include the African context and by supporting the development of a global cultural awareness that includes Africa. Our pledge is that our work will have 4 primary features. First, our collaborations will involve at least 2 equal partners, at least one of which is African. We are much stronger, as we've demonstrated for decades when we work together. Second, our collaborations will be dedicated to long-term engagements that support sustainable connections. Dr. Fisheha has discussed the importance of long-term work since becoming Director of International Programs for the Susan T. Buffett Foundation. In her role, she sees too many other temporary programs designed to address individual diseases rather than to create long-term solutions that broadly increase the permanent capacity to do good. Emphasizing the difference at U of M, she added, and I quote, "So the moment the funding is pulled, everything collapses. I have news for you. Global health is not practiced anywhere else in the world the way it's practiced in Michigan." The third piece is that our engagement should have potential for high impact outcomes. I had the wonderful opportunity to meet living examples of this commitment during a reception at my house for the U of M Africa Presidential Scholars in 2019. The program brings early career faculty members from Africa to Ann Arbor to work with Michigan faculty mentors on research, an academic degree, publishing, or other scholarly activities. Since it was begun in 2008 by my predecessor, Mary Sue Coleman, it has served 162 faculty members from nearly 20 countries. A special hello to any University MAPS scholars with us today. Finally, we will prioritize engagements and activities that leverage the multidisciplinary strengths of the University of Michigan within a geographical region. Our experience tells us those are the most effective. Our disciplinary strength at U of M extends across the full breadth of human inquiry. I've mentioned medicine, but virtually all of our academic programs can and do engage, including the humanities, arts, social sciences, business, and engineering. I again appreciate all of you for participating in this week's conference. As part of a truly impressive agenda, I want to note that my presidential counterpart, Patrick Awuah of Sheshi University in Ghana, will be featured tomorrow. And Wednesday, we'll hear from Leah Tandesa, the Ethiopian Minister of Health. Dr. Tadesse is the former executive director of our Center for International Reproductive Health Training. She's also the former CEO of St. Paul's Hospital Millennium Medical College, our outstanding partner in Addis Ababa that I had mentioned earlier. This conference is a tremendous example of how the seeds for our success have been planted by generations of scholars and committed supporters. Now it's up to us to grow and nurture our wonderful partnerships. We look forward to building on our shared success together with all of you. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce our next session. Today's conference theme is economics and health, and we have two globally recognized leaders to guide the conversation. Today's fireside chat features Vera Songwe, United Nations Undersecretary General and Executive Secretary of the Economic Commission for Africa, and Susan Collins, U of M's Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs. Provost Collins is an international macroeconomist whose research and service has expanded understanding of the determinants of economic growth and fostered policies to improve living standards in countries at all levels of development. She joined the Michigan faculty in 2007, serving as the Joan and Sanford Weill Dean of the Gerald R. Ford School of Public Policy until 2017. Provost Collins has served as a member of the board of directors of the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago since 2015, and is a board member of the National Bureau of Economic Research and the Peterson Institute for International Economics, and is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations. I would also add that her outstanding leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic has made it possible for U of M to continue looking forward and seeking out greater partnerships around the world. Dr. Songwe has a long-standing track record of providing policy advice on development and a wealth of experience in delivering development results for Africa. Prior to joining the ECA, she was the regional director of the International Finance Corporation, covering West and Central Africa, and has held multiple leadership positions in the World Bank. Her service also includes the Brookings Institution's Africa Growth Initiative and the African Union's Institutional Reform Team. Dr. Songwe earned her undergraduate degree in economics and political science from the University of Michigan, and she's remained a close friend of our campus, inspiring our students with her accomplishments and ongoing engagements. Welcome back, Dr. Songwe. I'll now turn things over to Provost Collins.